Hello, welcome to today. It's time to Godot. Flawless. I'm back. That didn't take long, did it?
Nope.
I'm very good at introductions. Righto. Today, well, at least this morning, I need to stop the player from moving. I haven't opened my scripts yet. Any script will do. I don't know why that keeps happening, but yes.
Full wrecked.
Oh, what's different here? Oh, that must be the line endings. Why are all of our line endings different?
Are all our line endings different?
Yeah. Visual Studio keeps telling me that half of our scripts are LF, but some of our scripts are CRLF.
Maybe.
I know CR's carriage return. What's LF?
Line feed.
Line feed. I've been changing them to both. That one just doesn't exist. Should we have it just be line feed? I don't think it matters really in our situation. Plus it would be less for me to change if we did just have it be line feed. Tabs. I will not budge on tabs though. Ha! Explicitly spaces? No. I tried taking a little video of what we had so far yesterday, but I think I need to increase the quality, the frame rate. Speaking of increasing the frame rate, I'm streaming at 30 frames a second. I can't change that. Not while I'm live. Rats. Anyway. It's very warm in here for some reason. Hang on, let me check to see what temperature it is. No, exact same temperature it always has been. Weird. Some days I'm cold, some days I'm too hot. Alright, let's stop the player deadness tracks. Where's the player's movement handled? Where's the physics process? I wonder if it'll be this easy. Oh, it doesn't take. Animation node. Animation node. Animation finished. Oh, it doesn't actually give me the signal that I'm looking for. It's called an animation player, that's why. Still doesn't have it. What? Animation finished.
What the hell was that about? Didn't have a defined size, I guess. Weird.
It says that it has one, but it won't let me. Okay. It won't let me access it. Animation mixer. Ah. It must inherit from something that I didn't realize. From animation mixer. Obviously. Obviously. Animation finished. Takes string name, animation name. I must have copied those. Still doesn't like it, why not? I thought this was for arguments go. Oh, screw it. I'll just make a separate function. We already starting with this early? No, we're not. Okay, good. Does it require me to return something? No. Doesn't look like it. Oh, wait, I'm dumb. I tried to pass it something. Alright, what's wrong with this? No overload matches. Why not? Takes a string. Oh, it needs string name. It needs string name. What's the difference between string name? String names are immutable strings designed for general purpose representation of unique names. String name ensures that only one instance of a given name exists, so two string names with the same value are the same object. Oh, so it's like static string? Comparing them is much faster than with regular strings because only the pointers are compared, not the whole strings. Huh. Why don't they use this in more places?
For what?
String name. It's basically a static string. But when you only have, when you have something that's specifically named and it's the only thing that's named that.
Well, yeah, but what is, like, what are you using it for? What is, what's...
An animation name.
Let me see.
One of the signals for the animation mixer requires that I pass it a string name in the function. So it essentially it looks at whatever is currently playing, grabs the name off of that, and then it, instead of actually comparing the strings to see if the names are the same, it just checks the memory space where the string has been stored for that animation and checks to see if they're the same.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. Yeah, because it doesn't care. It's not looking at the characters. It's not actually doing a string comparison. It's
Yeah.
memory.
Yeah. Oh wait, this doesn't need to go here.
Which is really good. Because if it's not right in RAM, then it's not right.
I don't know if I need to check this, but I'm going to for right now anyway. Oh.
Okay. Bottle container. Oh, I guess it wouldn't be.
I wonder if I can set these in public, right in front of everyone. We'll be doing it right. Doing it right. I'll be doing it. I'll be doing it. Doing it right. Be doing it right. Doing it right. I'll be sitting next to me. Look how I pass at this. Yes, yes, save. Technically, that's a good thing, but... Ship fate alive. Boom, boom. That number's not right. Well, that's really not right. They're coming in 30 seconds. Hopefully that'll go away soon. I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that. I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that.
Understand how that works. What about size?
To death. Love hurts,
Size.
and I love you to death.
Okay.
from the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
Oh. Yeah. Not able to see this.
That show. I remember that show.
Watching.
Nobody's that cool. Well, nobody except for Shek's rearview mirror. No, sorry, what's that thing called? Partition? Vanity mirror.
I don't know how this works.
Okay. Sunshade. What is it actually? Come on, sunshade. Things with the mirror in them. Sun visor. Ah, okay. Visor. We're learning. I'm learning. You know, it might be wise to think of a way to sync up all of these animations that are happening somehow.
Change that.
This whole is dead thing is a pretty naive way of handling this, I think, maybe. Maybe. Okay, let's give this a shot. I broke death. Wait, why did these unassign themselves? Ship to ship fade dead. Ship fade alive. The .neat project. Why am I blue? This is wrong. Go to Godot. Pause this. Object. Oh, so this is of an object. What do you mean? It's a function inside of the script. How do you not know what it is? Unless it's the animation that's a problem. Ah. That's what happened. Yo, oh, we took it back up. Okay. Sweet. The player cannot move on transition.
Still doesn't explain the panel. You alright?
Yawn. I am Yawn.
John?
I am Yawn.
Johnny?
Yanni. Laurel.
How do I change the size? That doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
This color rect is not.
We're back to the right default sprite. I didn't save the scene. Oh no, it's not gonna work. Oh wait, it worked. What? Why? Why did it work? It shouldn't have worked.
Doesn't seem to do anything.
Is that as impactful as it as I want it to be? I kind of like it being as quick as it is, the transition. I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't interrupt gameplay too much. It's enough for you to recognize that something's happened.
Still don't understand what this is.
I think the player's projectiles might still be going outside of the scene.
This is a panel. Why didn't it actually do anything? I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't think that interrupts anything too much. Especially since the enemies are going to be frozen too. Oh, I need to go make the transition for the enemies too, now that I think about it. Oh wait, I need to bring the enemy
You alright?
Never.
I would believe that.
Frem.
Frem?
Frem. There's gotta be a way I can combine these. They're doing the exact same things, just at different times for opposite reasons.
Top left. Right, yep.
Hey.
The pivot should be off by... And then if I center it... Got it. Okay. Set this property to size divided by 2. Yeah. Doesn't help me though, that's not what I'm looking for.
Let me make sure both of these work things. Ah! My pain is melodic.
Very.
Kill me! Oof, oof, ooh. Thank you. Uh-oh, I'm dead forever. Why am I dead forever? Oh, I never... I never appended the problem. The function. There's definitely a way to combine those. I probably just make it one boolean, and then I just don't check which animation it is. Oh yeah, I definitely shoot outside of the screen. I just nailed one that had just spawned. Saw its little red line disappear. Show me over here. No, show me over here. No, show me over here. Ah. I've been moidalized. Oh, well, that's a thing that wouldn't happen, really. Oh, that would suck if you happen to run into one and it transitioned you back to living. And then when you came back, by the time you were able to move again, it's started killing you. So it just takes 2 health off immediately when you respawn.
So that's why you can't use a panel in a center container. So I would assume I just wouldn't use a container at that point. Use that container. It would make more sense to just have this be Why does that work? What the hell? Okay. I am very confused. What? Okay. I was trying to center my UI container, and I was like, I can't get this to work. That's because I was making I was using a control root node, which was fucking everything up apparently. Because when I set the anchors pivot to center, or the anchors preset to center now with just the panel container, it actually centers it. I was wondering, I was like, why is this working like this? I was trying to put the panel container inside of the center container to center it, but like the panel container's minimum size must be 0. So because the minimum size is 0, it just forces it to be 0, and I get, I don't see the panel. Like and because you can't control it, if another container's controlling it, it doesn't allow you to actually see the panel. You can't actually modify any of the size or the position or anything. So I understand why to some extent, but it's just like, it was confusing. I didn't know why I couldn't just say, hey, I want to set the anchors when I had the panel container under a control node.
Oh.
And I think it's because of my settings on the control node. So I just got rid of the control node and said, you know what, I'm just going to put down the panel container and see at root, is it...
You just made a new one?
Well, I just basically got rid of the control node and just put a new panel container down, yeah.
Okay.
And see if, like, okay, what is going on here? Why is this working like that? Okay. Yeah? I think I spoke too soon. Yeah, I spoke too soon. I suppose you just use the full rectangle and then just make the size small.
What? Oh.
I
thought it was telling me that 12 is lunchtime, but it's not. Okay, I did set it to false there.
I don't get it. What? Why? What? Why did it? Oh. Okay.
The animation's not even. Okay, so that's false. Or true. Then I want to be true. No, it's an and there. Because otherwise, this would be false. If it's one of these, it would be false, which means it gets past the return and does the thing. It should be.
Did you say Julie?
Maybe.
He said do the thing. So I was like, well, you've never even seen Korra,
Never
so you don't
seen
even.
Korra. I just know that he says it.
Oh, okay.
I don't
Say-
even know what the thing is really.
It basically he's just telling her to do the thing because like
Do the
it's
roar.
do something. Like she somehow knows what he wants. He doesn't know what he's asked. Like he doesn't actually say what he's asking for, but she somehow knows what he means.
I see. Oh, the number's linked back up again. That's weird. Old Gene.
Old Gene?
Old jeans.
All right. I'm not sure why you said that.
That is the artist for the song.
Oh,
It's currently playing. Wait. Never mind. That's the... name of the song?
well, I didn't cut.
Ah!
Should have done that. I gotta do that. What?
Merp. I have to take a look at my ad bot. My ads warning bot. Currently it's on a timer and I don't like that because it's always wrong. Might have to write some custom scripts. To actually hook into when it does things. Wow, I chased that bullet down just so I could catch it. I know what I should do for my brother's birthday. She.
The hell is that? Yeah. That's One Piece, isn't it? It's from One
Yeah.
Piece.
It's from an arc that I have never ever made it to, but I've seen the guy and I've seen him laugh. I've heard him laugh. It's so
Thriller Bark,
ridiculous.
yeah.
Say again?
Thriller Bark, I think is the name.
I have no idea. I
Pretty
just know
sure.
he's a big blue man.
Blue.
I think he's blue. Isn't he?
I don't know.
Okay, maybe I don't know that he's a big blue man. I think he's a big blue man.
Did he look like a... Do you know if he looked like a vampire?
Oh, he's like blue-white, yeah. He's white, pale.
He's pale, yeah.
The lighting made him look a little blue.
I'm sure he is blue. Inside.
Gecko Moria.
Yep, that's his name.
Yeah, he's pale.
What? Yeah, I actually didn't like that one very much.
Him in general? Like the character?
No, I didn't like that. I didn't like Thriller Bark that much. I've seen it, but there's a later arc that I don't like more. But
Their character design sure is interesting.
yeah, I mean, sometimes I'm okay with it. Like the thing is, I always liked the original, like the time of like Alabasta and stuff like that. I liked those arcs because it felt more, it was more grounded in some capacity. I mean, not grounded, I guess, but it just, it felt more focused on adventure, and things were not, it wasn't like over the top ridiculous to the point where it was a different kind of ridiculous, I guess.
It was calculated ridiculousness.
Where like the ridiculousness was in just like how crazy the adventure was, and that, like, you know, going to like Skypiea and stuff like that, and how the interest in I guess is basically that it was the adventure of like finding out more about the world, and that it's just that a lot of the arc don't. It seems like it just kind of that kind of thing falls to the background where it's not really focused on the world and the history. But then it changes. So I don't know anything about Wano.
You don't know anything about guano?
I said I don't know if you know anything about Wano.
Oh, Wano.
Yeah.
No. My knowledge of One Piece ends very early, unfortunately.
What was the last arc that you saw?
That's a good question. It happened a long time ago, and I'm pretty sure it was before, what's the skeleton's name?
Oh, Brooke.
Brooks, yes. Yeah, I think it was before Brooke was even on the team when I last saw One Piece. It's a long time ago.
Do you know what Punk Hazard is? I think that was. I don't remember if that was before or after Punk. Oh, I think that was after Thriller Bark.
Punk Hazard.
Before it. Before it. Something like
I'm
that.
gonna say no. I don't know what Punk Hazard is.
Okay.
At least not by that name. Is that an arc?
It was. Yeah, it's an arc. I think it's a smaller. If I remember correctly, it was a smaller arc, but it was an arc. Well, maybe it wasn't smaller, but and it has one of the most annoying villains.
I don't think I've seen this arc. I'm looking at it now. The wiki for it.
Frickin' what was the name?
That's a dragon. Wow.
Yeah, there's a dragon.
He looks real silly.
Yep.
Yeah, it's hard to say exactly what the last thing I saw was. It was a while ago.
It's generally a pretty good show. It's just I don't know if I would say that I like One Piece as much as Hunter x Hunter.
I definitely haven't seen Hunter x Hunter. I know that it's crazy ridiculous.
Not in the same way that One Piece is.
I mean, crazy ridiculous in how fucked they are.
How fucked up things are, yes, in general. Yeah. Because if you think about it, like Gon, who's the main character, his father basically abandoned him a long time ago.
Yeah, like you do.
Stay with his sister, and Gon basically refuses to call her his aunt. He only sees her as his mother, and it's like not in the way that it's not like an endearing sort of thing. It almost seems like Like he's coping for something.
You mean like the loss of his parents, maybe?
Yeah, well, essentially, like, his... I don't know if we ever actually find out who his mother really is.
Probably, at the very least, not until later, I assume.
And his father is a hunter, and he really only cares about that.
Well, that's a song.
And his best friend is an assassin. But throughout the story, the assassin seems like the bad guy, he seems like a bad guy. And he became a good guy. But that's the thing. What happens is he basically becomes more like Gon is in the beginning. And Gon becomes more like him as the show goes on. They kind of switch places. Not in terms of role, but attitude. To some extent. It is a very dark anime, too. And anyone who reads the manga will be, unless they have probably a college reading level or higher, probably won't understand anything that's going on. Especially in the later arcs. More in the later arcs.
Mayhaps.
Because it gets very, like... when it starts getting into, like, the politics of the world. It doesn't shy away from actually explaining things that are complex topics. I mean, even the art, like, I forgot his name, the manga artist's name. It's like on par with, Berserk.
Hmm.
And that's a big deal.
Focus me. I was looking up rules. Itchy, itchy, scratchy, scratchy. Okay, reskinning. This is an exclusive jam, meaning entries made to both this jam and others will be removed, unless otherwise allowed. Huh. Okay. I don't know what the rules are for using like royalty-free assets or something.
I mean, it would be fine. I mean, like, it kind of goes under that thing you were saying before, where as long as most of the things are made by you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you'd have to use royalty free. You don't want to use something that's copyrighted.
Well, I mean, yeah, okay.
Or copywritten.
Whoa. Looking at some of the other submissions that people have right now. There's a wide variety.
I try not to look at it, because it might be discouraged.
Womp.
Hmm?
This is one of an alien. A little platformer.
An alien.
An alien?
An alien.
An alien.
I don't know. It's something a little kid would say.
Bum. You know, we went in with the space theme and whatnot. But there is like the seasons thing as well.
Mm-hmm.
What if your death sends you from like a summer place to a winter place? But why? Why is what I have yet to figure out yet. Let me. Going to forego the audio elements on this real quick. And I'm going to call the player's depth transition done. I will push that to you so that you have it, so that I can focus on something else. Okay. Wait, what did I change in here? What is it telling me that I've changed here? Apparently it thinks I've changed the enemy script by removing all of the code and then adding all of the code back.
Hmm?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know why that would be the case.
I've got like removed these lines and then oh wait, hold on. Oh, they're tabbed. Oh, I changed it from spaces to tabs.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
There you go. That's reasonable.
So it's replacing everything. It's replacing all the white space.
What monster would use spaces?
Exactly. It's irredeemable. It's like 5 extra keystrokes.
Yeah.
Per amount that you want to be spaced over.
Disgusting.
Terrible.
Yep. Oops.
Game.
Game?
Game. G-A-E-M. Game.
Did you type that or?
Game.
Okay. I was like, I don't know how to respond to that.
Alright. Here's your stinking changes. The player now freezes.
Yay.
On death and revival. I will be right back, actually. Nobody could see that thing that I just did.
Well, I don't know if you actually saw
I
that
never
the
s-
cursor now can be confined to the window.
Yes, I did see. I noticed that I couldn't click outside of it as
Do you
easily.
know how you? Do you know how you can get outside of it?
Press the Windows key,
Nope.
Alt Tab.
Nope.
That's how I get out of it.
Press escape. You want to know why?
Because it allows your cursor to escape.
Because it sets the confine. It sets the mouse mode to visible, which then makes it free. Allows you to freely move the cursor like you could before. So essentially, I've set it up so that you can, if you click in the window, it will confine the cursor to the window. But then when you press escape, you'll be able to change it back.
Oh, wow.
fancy.
I've been in some old school games recently, so I've been in the habit of just pressing the Windows key when my cursor can't escape a window.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
Uru doesn't take kindly to you changing the game window. Focus or size. I was wondering kind of how the old games would work when I first started it. Like just how old were these games basically? For the Myst series. And I got my answer when the visual settings for the game told me to adjust my monitor's brightness. And that was how I changed the brightness for the game. Change your monitor's brightness until this logo is barely visible.
Yep.
Press this button on your monitor and then press the plus or minus buttons to adjust it. Oof. Jesus. I haven't thought about that option in a game since I had, like...
If your display is distorted, press the DGOS button.
Press the DDoS button?
DGOS.
DGOS. So... It didn't give me those options. It didn't tell me about those.
No,
But-
there was a game that there were a few games that would like note if your display was distorted or whatever when you were playing the game that you should hit the DGOS button or something like that. DGOS setting. Whatever. I'm glad we don't have to do that anymore. Old CRTs.
Space isn't a season.
They had great black levels, or white levels, whatever. No, black levels. They don't.
I think at some point before we continue making visual assets, we should probably definitely try to solidify some sort of either narrative or like theme so that we can definitely make sure that we've got things that fit the themes for the jam. Because I mean, like, I like the game, but I think it's a bit weak in terms of meeting the requirements. Specifically for the thematics.
I don't really know. I've been trying to think of how it would apply.
Maybe if we get rid of the space background. Ignore the space. Think of the themes that we have to work with. We have unintended consequences, sleep, seasons, and not dead yet. I don't think we're gonna necessarily be able to handle sleep.
No. I don't know how you would incorporate seasons.
Unless we somehow transition this to be from the player dying to them like sleeping and waking up or something. Transitioning between dream state and awake state.
They look like a ship.
Say what?
You made a ship.
I did make a ship, but that was because we were set on space in the beginning. But now
Okay.
I'm not I'm not too sold on that specifically for this jam. I think it makes sense in terms of the top-down shooter genre.
I mean, we could go from, it could be that it's not space, but like
I did have one idea that it was a transition between seasons,
but what would that?
but
How would that even make sense?
it wouldn't. That's unless
I would not
somehow.
try to, the thing is, don't try to shoehorn something like that in, because it's not. Then it won't really. It has to be like.
I'm
you
not.
have to think of it.
I'm not trying to shoehorn it in. I'm trying to spitball. I'm saying, okay, what if we did this? Can we make it work? Like, does it make sense? No? Okay, well, we won't do that.
I guess.
I just feel like we need a little more something. The gameplay is fun. I could shoot these bugs for hours.
I mean, if it went from being space to maybe being on a planet or something like that, being on land.
Yeah. We'd have to include multiple transitions, though, if we did seasons. Because I think they want specifically the 4 seasons.
I'm talking more generally. This is the thing, is like, I'm trying to think more generally, because trying to like think about the topics and then it should feel like it was naturally applied, not like we're I don't know.
That's kind of the point that I'm trying to reach now.
Because I mean, if it were on like land or something like that, then it would make more sense that they're bugs. Although I don't really know what that. Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know that matters that much, but and with the death level, whatever you want to call it, death area, the background could change to like if the, let's say that the main world is like lush and green, and the death world is decrepit and desolate.
Yeah.
It'd make it really obvious that you're in a death world.
I'm technically, I guess that could also be like time dilation, but
Time dilation.
yeah. Like, this is just the forest, but it's in the future, kind of. I did.
I don't know what you mean. Like, what I just described does not sound like it would be in the future. I'm talking
How
like
far in the future?
like. I guess it could be possible, but that's not what my first thought would be if I would see something like that. Especially if it's made to look like it's like a necrotic environment or something like that.
Maybe. Depends on what you mean by necrotic, I guess.
I guess maybe more like like blighted. It looks like it's. You ever seen like art on like Magic the Gathering cards that like a lot of the black Magic the Gathering cards?
Just like devils.
There's definitely devils, that's for sure.
That's a Skrellington man. That's a ghoul. Is that what you mean? Oh, I see in the background. I mean, that's just a big dead tree right there. I like monsters. That's AI generated. Thanks, Google. Gosh, I love searching for a real thing and then getting garbage. I see the Black Lotus. I'm mostly seeing a bunch of monsters for these guides.
I sent you an image of a swamp.
Swamp? Oh, okay. I guess as long as they're distinct in their visuals, it can be assumed that it's not the same place. But I guess it would be less obvious where you have ended up, I guess. Like, why are you there, basically?
Josh, that doesn't matter.
But does it?
No, it doesn't. You're overthinking things.
Not like, I'm thinking more in terms of, like, as a player, if I didn't immediately recognize that it was tied to the health bar, I would be confused. Be like, okay, well, why did that just change?
Well, the background doesn't really. The background tells you that something has changed. It's obviously not going to tell you what it is. Like it gives you an idea. Like if it looked like these swamps, for instance, you know, and it went from a lush green area. Like, okay, what did you don't know exactly what happened, but you would know that something happened. And
exactly
the thing that should give you, like, we should have other things that indicate that you died. Like if you died and then that transition happens, like they know that they died, then making that connection would be much easier.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing, is like we have to, I think that part is very important, that we have to be able to do something to make it obvious that you died and the transition is happening.
Yes.
One thing we have to do is we may have to like pop up text and say like, we may have to say something like you died or something like that. We may have to. And I don't know, like if it should just say.
It's possible that, I mean, like, I was kind of hoping of a better way of handling it. I've definitely thought of like the death knell idea for.
Well, the thing that concerns me a little bit.
Cue. Yeah.
But if, I mean, it would. That's one. That would be one indication. Maybe you want probably multiple.
Definitely. That's why I'm trying to
also,
get the ball rolling on thinking about that kind of thing.
One thing, like when it comes to the wild card related to death, it does say game, like it says game. Doesn't it say?
It's just mini game.
Minigame
Death
in
is
the
a minigame.
game over screen?
Make a game over screen a minigame in itself.
Yeah, I don't know if they literally want it to say game over when. I don't think so. But
We've got this theme of dying and then fighting your way back to life. But
Yep.
it's at the moment it's kind of just a natural part of the game. It's not separate necessarily in like a big deal. It's not like, oh, you died. You know that you died. You've definitely died.
Yeah,
but you
because
have
like
a
right
chance
now,
to come back now.
yeah,
I do
I mean,
like kind of that's a quick transition, I guess, but I think like the first one we make a bigger deal out of it. I don't know how we'd separate that out though. If we can define like if we can have a more centralized way, I guess, of handling the transition, we can make the first one more obvious pretty easily. We just hold it for longer, basically. And then from that, we maybe add a few more visual elements to it. And then from that point on, anybody knows that when this transition happens, then it's that thing again, but we're just making it shorter. Let me get a notepad. Oh, I have one. Oh, that's the wrong one.
bugs eliminated.
Design considerations. Make it more obvious that the transition is the player dying. I think it's fine that it's a core part of the game and not a mini game. That's okay. It's still its own. It's still death being a game. That's fine. Oh, let me put this over here so people can see it. Including you. This is fine tuning now, taste making, if you will. Unintended consequences. Dying is certainly an unintended consequence, I guess.
I'd say so. Well, it's more about the consequence of dying in the Death World specifically, but
Dying in death. It's got the unintended consequence of the enemies coming back to life when they kill you, and we haven't made that a thing yet with the enemies functionally, I guess. But I guess that's still technically fits in.
have a card for that.
Alright, so when designing the enemies, enemy revival.
Do we have a card for implement enemy death world transition? I guess was the
Yes, enemy death world transition is the card for that. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Okay, good. Blocking that whole physics process does, in fact, prevent the player from firing their weapon. Ooh.
guess maybe I don't.
Space is still fine, I guess. We can keep space theme. Ship shoot bug in space. Sequence. Prolong the visual elements. Is it possible to add sprites to the progress bar?
We wouldn't use sprites.
So it?
You wouldn't use sprites.
What
Like Sprite 2D, I'm saying the node.
would it
not
be
the-
then?
You'd have to use a texture rect, I think it is.
Okay.
Because otherwise you're not using a UI node. It's not one of the UI nodes. Sprite 2D.
That's a fair point.
I need to go pick up my car. It's on the. I have it on the charger.
Glad you said charger. Prevent my headset from dying in the middle of the stream again. Preemptively. Okay, let me go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and get the base implementation of the enemy death world transition in, and we can worry about visual elements after that. I might we are in space. What if... Wait, yo, you left. I'll have to talk later. I'll tell you when you come back. Just so you know, right now. We don't have a world script. What if I added... I would put it in scenes. Could make a signal for it. And then the player signals up to main. This gets attached to a signal in the player. That says that the player has died, or that a transition is happening in general. It's gonna have to be on both, I guess. player would have to take it. They would append a signal. It would append to the signal in player. Do I even need this as a mediator, though? You would have access to both the enemy and the player, but so would the enemy and or the player. It would be a nice midpoint, though. And it could communicate from the player to the enemy, but if the enemy is going to be doing this too, why don't they just hook into the player's view directly? Why don't they just hook into that signal directly? What's the point of the world controlling this? Ay, ay, ay. Bam, bam, bam. But centralizing it was the idea, I think. Maybe I just get it working and then I try to centralize it. I want to clear the projectiles too on the same beat. But I want to handle that. I want that to be something that can be changed for everything. I want to be able to edit everything in the sequence and have the sequence be in one spot. But I don't know if I can do that. Just because of the way that these are set up. The world would have to know when those things are happening. Currently everything is based on the player though, so maybe the player is the central point. I'm not sure how I can know to tell the difference of where this should be. Let's just implement it directly into the enemy. Maybe I can match a pattern that'll allow me to pull it out of it.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Just trying to think of ways to kind of centralize this transition before I started working on the enemy stuff, but I don't know how to do that just yet. So I'm just going to put it directly into the enemy and maybe I can figure out how to pull it out once I do that. Oh wait, the enemy's getting access to the player every single physics frame? Why don't they just keep the reference?
I see. Alright. That's fine. Need an HBox container. Like that to here. Yeah, there we go. Much better. The text for the windscreen is just, I have it saying, it looks like this actually. I'll just do a screenshot. 220. Rectangular region. So far, that's what it looks like.
All bugs eliminated.
I don't know what the text should actually say, but I'm mainly just trying to set up a windscreen that makes sense for what you're doing, at least. It's not like it's set in stone.
The bugs.
The bugs.
The bugs.
Like the bears. I don't know, my dad used to say the bears all the time.
The bears?
Yeah.
In reference to what?
I don't know what that reference is.
Bears?
No, it was to a movie. Or something. Maybe SNL. Yep, that's where my dad got it from.
It's SNL?
Yeah, there was an SNL skit. The Bears.
Yo, day 10. Nobody here. Where are the people?
Text. The font, I think is. You have to change it in the theme. I think. Hmm. Okay. What sizes?
Distractions.
Perception. Reality. Perception. Reality.
Perception, you say?
Yeah. Sounded like pills.
I failed.
You failed?
Yeah, I rolled a 4.
Oh, those are dice. Okay.
I rolled it on my glove. It didn't clack as much as it should have. Did that actually?
One of these times we should play. We should play Ashes Reborn because that card game actually uses dice. That's how you track the resources.
Dice is money? Dice is power?
Sure. It's also Netrunner where you use credits.
I mean, that is money.
Yeah. True.
Credits is the I didn't know what currency to make.
Well, it's also supposed to be set in
Space.
Android Netrunner's universe, which is based actually, well, I was gonna say it's based on Cyberpunk, but no, not really. I mean, it is a Cyberpunk genre story, but the original game mechanics for Android Netrunner were based off of Netrunner, the TCG, which was based off of Cyberpunk 2020 or whatever pen and paper game. And there was a card game before that was actually a Cyberpunk 2020 card game, and I have a deck of those cards that Mac bought me one time.
Oh.
Yeah, I have the deck and I have it in like a vacuum sealed bag because that's rare. Very, very rare. Apparently when he said he bought it, he got it from someone in Russia. That's what he said. It's like, really? Why? Thank you. I'm assuming it is.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Why did it not just drag it into the scenes? Okay.
Ba-ba-ba-ba-da. Honey goblin. Will this even work? What do you... Arg. I'm trying to centralize the death transition somewhere. But I think it might end up being spaghetti if I do. Actually, maybe these wouldn't be signals. This should just be... Currently everything's... The player... Player should have the signal and it should tell the overarching world handler that the world is started. It should transition now because the player has died. Or the players are being revived. But that will happen on health depleted, which has separate functionality specifically for the kill count. During the death. Not specifically on transitions. Health depleted in the death world doesn't make the transition happen again, but it does have a use. So I'll have to specifically prevent the player or the world's additions, the assignments. Said.
What'd you say?
Said.
Okay. What does that mean?
I mean, you asked. Is it raining?
No. Not here, at least.
It is raining here.
Really?
Yeah. Wow.
Weird. Must not be a very large.
A very large rain.
Large cloud.
Woo!
Ooh. Wow.
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 Right, so we need another marker 2D. I probably could just pop into it. Pretty much cover we want to have from the player into the enemy. And so put it in the same position. What's the purple thing? Oh, that's the visible screen notifier.
Might grab a little bite to eat.
You should.
Oh, I could start pizza dough too.
Oh. Glorious. -16. Fine, I got the projectile spawn point, which then could be referenced to the enemy. And I'm looking for 2D. Might be repeating myself, but I don't care that much. It's not that big of a deal. Drag that into here. And then go down to where it spawns and set the transform for the projectile to the projectile spawn point. Global transform. And now it should fire from the front of the ship. Or give me an error. What? Oh wait, was there a change on the enemy? Actually, they spawned, so oh, did I not save? I didn't save. I thought I auto-saved scenes though. I guess not. then you would build. Probably move the marker to be a little bit further in, since in this case makes sense. Like right here. Yeah, now it looks like it's firing from the center of their pincer things.
Oh.
And now I have it firing from the front of the ship.
What?
Yeah, there's a cool node called the marker 2D, which is basically like, it's basically built like a dummy node. But you probably could just use a node 2D. I don't know. Doesn't matter that much. I do think the marker 2D has like it shows like a gizmo if you show debug view, so you can see while you're playing the game. You can see that. I don't know how to turn it on though. I just figured I would do that since I have forgotten. See if I can commit for that before I go and move too much further with these. Well, yeah, that's fine. So enemy and player would both have to be committed for that. The enemy scene would have to be committed. The player scene would have to be committed. Okay. Main scene. That's the main screen. That's the navigation polygon. Okay, those don't need to be committed. Main screen. No, okay, so just those. Player. Vineyard. Screen.
If the player wants to. Well, I want to toggle that, yes, I guess, but. Just technically, it should call the players. You should call the player and tell the player to perform the transition. But what's the point of doing that? Because I can't. Because I can control when it calls that. Kind of.
What is the difference between those lines? I don't know. Okay. Those are the same.
I just... This won't work. It would need to... No, this wouldn't be right. It would have to run off sickness probably, and then it would append to every enemy. This is
Not fun.
not as easy to centralize as I thought it could have been.
Yeah, I mean, I do think that they're, obviously with the way we've written it, it doesn't. It's not as flexible as something more well thought out, but that's kind of the point. Like it's supposed to be kind of like a prototype.
Yeah. I was hoping if we could centralize it, it would be easier to control, like, the time between events as they happened, but with how it's currently written, I'm not sure how to untangle that web without breaking everything that we've currently written. So unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to forego trying that right now.
Spawn point which goes into the player. We have the animation player, ship fake dead. Okay, yeah, those are embedded. Player. You got marker 2D in